Hi, my name's Grace, and this is The Spot, a BYU-Idaho radio production where we talk about what you are talking about at BYU-Idaho. The views and opinions of this podcast are not that of BYU-Idaho Radio or the university and are solely the opinions of the hosts. Today's hosts are, my name's Grace Andrus.
My name's Camille Kolditz.
My name is Herman.
And I'm Robert Harris.
Awesome. So we'll just introduce ourselves first before getting into it. My name's Grace. I'm from Idaho Falls. I'm the new host, and I'm a junior studying communications and music. Camille?
I'm Camille Kolditz. I'm from Washington State. I'm a communications major, and I'm a senior this semester, which is awesome. Yeah.
My name's Herman. Sorry, I'm blank there for a sec. I'm studying communication with an emphasis in video production. This is my last semester, and I'm happy to be here.
My name is Robert Harris. I am the senior music producer for BYU-Idaho Radio. I'm also a video production major, and I'm also glad to be here.
Awesome. Thanks, guys, for joining. So today, our first episode, we're just kind of talk about what we wish we knew as freshmen and share a couple of freshman horror stories because we all have them, unfortunately. As you can tell, none of us are freshmen, so we've all been there. We want to help you guys out as much as we can. So, does anyone want to be the first to share any stories about being a freshman?
Sure, I'll go first.
Okay, cool.
Okay, my first semester was 2023, January, I think, winter semester, and I was so nervous. I was so scared. And I remember I had, my class schedule, and I had it, printed out, and I was thinking, business fundamentals or something like that.
Okay.
And I go into, the business building, and I go into my classroom, and I sit down, and the teacher was introducing himself, and, I don't remember that being his name. I was like, that doesn't sound right, but I just, stayed in class, because I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And then he's like, all right, guys, this is, an accounting class, and I was like, oh, shoot, because I was not in an accounting class. It was my first semester, no way I was taking accounting.
So did you leave?
No, I was so nervous. I was freaking out. I was like, I'm just gonna have to stay. And they were doing work. They're like, hope you guys read the book before this. We're gonna start working on the assignment. So I whip out my laptop and I'm doing fake work.
Oh gosh.
And then he handed out an attendance sheet. So I signed my name on the attendance sheet. And then after the class left, I got out of there. And then the teacher emailed me. I was like, hey Camille, I think you're in the wrong class. Let me know if you need help.
You're like, yeah.
Yeah. It was so embarrassing. I lied.
Freshman year?
Yeah. First semester.
I didn't commit. I left. But you committed.
I committed.
Which is awesome.
I was all in.
So what would you tell your younger self?
I think not be as nervous. I was just so scared and so shy that I was just I don't know, I was embarrassed. I didn't want anything. Yeah, advice I'd give myself is be less nervous. Everyone around you is probably also scared and nervous too, so I shouldn't be freaking out. Also, asking for help, asking where my classes were, that would probably be smart.
Yeah. I agree. That's fair. Does anyone else have any other stories or comments?
I can tell a story about my freshman year.
Okay, please.
So, my freshman semester, I had 4 roommates. We had our own rooms, which was really nice. I highly suggest getting your own room if you can. But, so, one of my roommates, okay, let me preface. I went on a date with a girl my freshman semester, and it went all right. I mean, it was fine. And I think the first date was, we invited her over for Friendsgiving.
Fun?
Which was really fun. She stayed late, just kind of talking with me and my roommate. We were just hanging out in the living room, and then that night went, and she kind of stopped talking to me because it was Thanksgiving break right after that. So we kind of stopped talking to her in that. Come to find out, my roommate had slid behind my back and started talking to her during the break without me knowing.
Did your roommate know you had a crush on her?
I mean, I would assume he did because I went on a date with her.
Okay, that's true.
I mean, I didn't think of anything. It wasn't that serious. I mean, it was still a date. I mean, it was
still something. There was still respect to be had.
I would appreciate if he would have said something to me. I would have been totally okay if he went and said, hey, do you mind if I ask her out or something? He didn't do that. So what he did, he just went by my back and started talking to her. And then
Are they married?
I don't think so.
Okay, I was like...
I think she went on a mission a semester after or something. So I think I haven't seen either of them. I mean, I've seen the roommate sometimes, but I think he's graduated by now. So, but yeah, it was funny. I would see them in my apartment walking out the door. So you'd walk in the door, the living room's right here, so you'd walk straight past. You just see them on the couch, snuggling up.
So they did start dating after that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dang. So what would you tell yourself?
Get to know your roommates better. He was a very quiet roommate. I mean, he was cool. I think he's a good guy. I think he just needs to know, if you're going to go after someone one of your roommates had something with, at least tell them. At least ask. I mean, if they aren't dating them or they went on a date, it's not like they have to give them away to you to say you can.
But just like a little
at least tell them.
Yeah.
You know, like, hey, I think I might want to go out with them. And like, okay. Most of the time it'll be okay. So do that.
Fair enough.
That's a good.
So your advice is more for him as a freshman.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. Sadly, he's graduated now.
Well, he made it. That's awesome.
He made it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to share my story. Is that okay?
All right. Go ahead.
Okay, so this is a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend. Just so, you know, no one can track them back to me. But they were living in an apartment that had in-house laundry, and they were allowed to have pets. And she had just gotten a kitten. And there was already beef between the roommates, between the girl with the kitten and then the other three, I think. Anyways, and they just got a cat. Well, it was a kitten. And anyways, she left. She came back, was like, hey, where's my kitten? Anyways, turns out the kitten accidentally got put in the dryer. But rumor has it, it was intentional. And the cat was murdered, which is crazy. But that is like a horrific story, because I don't know how I would feel if I came home and my cat had been cooked. Trigger warning, I don't know if your cat has been cooked. But
if I may ask, like, how does that conversation go? Because I'm imagining, like, okay, I walk into the apartment, my cat is not living anymore, and I just go, okay, in like the 6 hours that I left, something happened to the cat. How does that conversation go, or how did it?
No, seriously, conversation of like, how did you not hear my kitten in the dryer?
Smell that?
It would smell, and I think the cat would like make sounds.
How did you not notice this giant piece of fur in the washing machine?
Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, so besides the point, the elders quorum came and blessed the house because there was bad vibes, and I don't think
bad juju all around.
Yeah, bad vibes. So I think I would tell that person. Maybe it was me. I don't know, but
Confession time.
yeah. No, I would tell the girl with the cat just to maybe clean up the beef with the roommates before inviting an animal into the home. Maybe.
Yeah.
Double checking, seeing how your roommates are, doing a mental health check, making sure everyone's okay. I think would be good. I think that's the advice I'd give. Or maybe not to get a cat when you're in college, because you got other things to worry about. Anyways, did you have a story you wanted to share?
Not as much of a story, more of like an experience. So
Share.
Ricks College does, or BYU-I Ricks College does run in the family. My mom went here, and when I was preparing to go to college, she told me all these things. She's like, yeah, if they couch you in the alcohol aisle in like a Walmart or something, they'll write down your name. If you go see an R-rated movie at the theater, they'll write down your name. Because I guess the businesses were so connected back then that they would just snitch on people.
Like a hit list.
Yeah. Some other things I was told. She's like, yeah, you can't date your FHE brothers and sisters, stuff like that. So I walk into BYU-I with this mentality, and some people, like some of my friends wanted to see this movie. It was like R-rated, and I was like, but they're gonna write down our names. They're like, what are you talking about? I'm like, the businesses are connected. Like, if we go see an Idaho Falls, they'll write. They're like, no. They're like, we've been doing this for years, and it's never happened to us. I was like, oh. I'm like, so I'm assuming that's not gonna happen if we go to the alcohol aisle. They're like, what? So if I were to give advice, like, definitely don't buy alcohol. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is, like, get more connected with the school and what it allows. I do feel like people walk in thinking like, oh, there's so many restrictions. It's a church school. There's so many things that you can't do. There are a ton of things you can do, though, and they do invite you to be more open, learn more about your surroundings, what's available, and all that. So yeah, that's the advice I would give. Don't be like me.
Yeah.
My mother went to school here more than 40 years ago.
Well, I wonder if that was just a rumor to scare people into obedience, or if that was real.
That is also possible. I don't know, but I'd have to ask her. So.
I don't know. I mean, I guess we'll never know. We're not your mom, so that's crazy. Yeah, I feel like there is a lot of opportunity on campus to do a lot of things. I feel like as a freshman, I didn't take advantage of all the activities that were happening on campus like I should have, and I think that would have made me appreciate BYU-Idaho more, because I feel like what you were saying, coming in, so many rumors about like the rules and how scary everything is, and you know, dress code, beard card, all these things. But BYU-I is, even though some of that is true, there's so much on campus that's awesome. I don't know, so much. But I'm like thinking of like just general advice I would have given my freshman self. Does anyone have any thoughts?
Well, kind of going off what you said, if I may ask, what are some activities that you wish you knew about? Or
Roller
like events?
skating. I didn't know roller skating was a thing when I was a freshman, and I feel like now going to roller skating, the people there are so cool and they're so vibey and nice. And I feel like as a freshman, it was COVID too, so they probably didn't even have it, but I was like, where are my people? I don't see my people. You know, I want to like hang out with vibey people. But also roller skating is intimidating.
No, if you're bad,
if you're bad at roller skating, get off the rink. No, just kidding. Come roller skating. It's awesome.
There goes that. Stay more in the center.
I'm like scaring all the people who are like, maybe I should go. No, you should come.
It's so fun.
It's so fun.
The speed skate though?
Yeah,
it's so scary. There's no way.
Speed skate date night is super fun. This was the first semester I did that.
They should do lessons for
roller skating
new people.
They should. Because at country dancing, like the first 30 minutes is like
instruction
lessons.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe we should talk to someone about that. Write that down. Somebody write that down.
President Meredith, we have something to say.
That's awesome. Do you guys have any, like, just general advice for incoming freshmen, for yourself?
Understand your schedule. I remember freshman semester I did a lot of early classes thinking, oh, I'll be fine. I was not fine. You know, there's so much freedom and when you get to college. And use that freedom. Do late classes. Late classes are fun.
Yeah, sleep in.
Sleep in, please.
Might as well.
Yeah. Although the intro to communications class was always at 7 a.m.
Yeah.
Had to do that.
Yeah, there is no other option for that.
No other option. So sometimes you do kind of have to suck it up, but there is usually a choice on when you get to do classes.
Yeah. That's fair.
Get a good mix of your schedule. Don't overload on like Mondays and Wednesdays and then have nothing the other days. Try to spread it out. That's
fair. When you registered for classes, did you like come before classes started and get a good footing of everything?
Nope. No.
Do you maybe wish you would have?
Yeah. I had a sister who went here, so I've been here before, but it was a long time ago, so I didn't really know. I did do the orientation, which is, I think doing orientation is a good thing to do, because that definitely helped figure out, you know, like the layout of where to go. But usually teachers are pretty lenient the first week, especially if you're a freshman, like, you don't know where you're going. There's a lot of maps. There's a map online that is good. You can plug in the exact room of what building, and it shows you where to go, which is really nice.
Which is so nice. And I think for freshman orientation, they even do like a walk my schedule with me, and someone will come and like walk your exact schedule for each, like Monday, Tuesday. So that way you know exactly where you're supposed to be.
I could use that.
I could use that. Yeah, you could have. But instead she's like, you're not supposed to be here. You're like, really? I didn't know. Yeah, that's funny. What about you guys? Any general advice? Freshman or for yourself?
I think for both would be put yourself out there more. Mm-hmm. I was so scared and like so shy, like talking to anyone. I just like stayed in my apartment. But like going roller skating, going to date night, like putting yourself out there, like meeting new people, or even like your roommates, like getting to know people around you, super important, and make your college life so much easier.
No, I agree. I feel like, too, going to FHE, because at first I was like, FHE's nerdy. I don't like FHE. But I realized, like, going, it made me so much more involved in the ward, and it, like, I had, like, a supporting friend group with my testimony, and it was good. So I agree. Like, putting yourself out there with your church and your church calling, and also just roller skating in general. So that's awesome. Yeah.
Love that.
Any?
I don't think I have any more. As I mentioned, it is my last semester, and I have been thinking about the past a lot. I would, like, when I first entered here, it seemed so big. Now it kind of seems small, but there are so many opportunities. This isn't like a plug for the school or anything. I'm not paid to plug anything. But yeah, there's 99% sure there's a group for you here. There's Dungeons and Dragons group. There's international groups. So I mentioned just those two, just because I'm blanking on others.
That's okay.
But there's so many different groups. Video Production Society, I'm starting to be a part of. There's groups to help you with your career, what you're thinking about doing. Yeah, just take advantage of those opportunities. Be spontaneous.
No, I agree. Like, there is so many resources for, like, when you're a freshman all the way till you graduate. So many opportunities to grow. And I just want to, like, second what you say, like, there is a spot for you here. If you come here and you put yourself out there, there's a place for you. So, and I think, like, even more if you don't find maybe your social group, because of the way the church and the gospel is so integrated in the school, you find yourself with Jesus Christ, in Jesus Christ, growing your testimony. And I think that in itself is huge, because I feel like at other schools, if you don't feel like you belong, then you're just out of luck. Yeah. But I think here, at least, you belong with Jesus, you know? On some level. Anyways, I'll get off my horse. But I don't think I have any other closing remarks. Just to second all of what you guys said, like, figure out your schedule, put yourself out there, get involved. Like, just, there's a lot of opportunity, and we want to see you here, and we wish you luck. I don't know. Anything else you guys want to say?
We love having you here.
Come to BYU. Just kidding.
Yeah. There's a reason enrollment keeps growing and growing.
Yeah.
So.
Because you guys won't stop applying. Just kidding. Awesome. Cool. I think that's it. You've been listening to The Spot, a production of BYU-Idaho Radio. Today's hosts were, my name's Grace Andrus.
My name's Camille Kolditz.
Chance Herman.
Robert Harris.
The views and opinions of this podcast are not that of BYU-Idaho Radio or the university, and are solely the opinions of the hosts. Producers were the hosts, with supervision by Brandon Isle and Natalia Hepworth. Our theme music is Finding Happiness by DJ Quads, and The Perpetual Ticking of Time by Artificial Music. To listen to more episodes of The Spot, like and follow us on social media, or visit our website, byui.edu/radio, and click podcasts. Be sure to subscribe to The Spot podcast wherever you get your podcasts, and listen and leave a review of the show, and leave a comment on what we should talk about next. Thank you guys for listening. Bye.